Hey everyone. This is more of just a weird thing I just kind of decided to do since I'm very tired and waiting on some food right now. And I figured I'd run through both to keep myself in practice with some of these, to get practice with others, and things along those lines. Excuse the fucking cars in the background. They don't know how awful they are. Anyway, these are just some different voices I've used for different characters in various campaigns. I usually try to give my characters some kind of different, at least mildly different from my own speaking voice, like this, so that there's kind of an easy differentiation of, is he in character? Is he narrating an action of his? So yeah, I just figured I'd go through some of these. Let's see. The one I kind of want to be best at is the one I've used for some of my thief characters. Most notably, a planned character who never actually saw action, named Victor Marlowe, who I might bring out of hibernation, something like that. I might bring him out of the Shannon. Shannon is, if anyone's interested in what the fuck the Shannon is, I might explain it later. This is not the video for that. You can tell by my rambling, I'm half asleep. Either way. But Victor Marlowe and currently a character named Corvin Blaine, who's just in a one-on-one 5e game. Both of them are thieves. I kind of tried to model this voice after Stephen Russell's voice for Garrett in the original trilogy of the Thief games. Anyway, this is the sort of voice I try to use for Corvin and Marlowe. They're kind of deadpan, a little bit more monotone than I'd usually do. And overall, they are just completely done with this shit. They have no interest in anything but making enough money to get through the day. Or the month, if it comes to that. Next up are a couple of voices, both in terrible Russian accents, or really, I refer to it as the most generic Slavic accent I can manage, which kind of leans more towards Russian. The two characters are Arkady, probably my favorite character I've ever done, who was a monster hunter, originally intended to be kind of a badass tactical genius type. Slowly developed into a nihilistic tank. Like, he took all the hits, and he didn't give a shit. The other voice is Boris, who is a 1920s strongman, who is going to be in a second anime campaign, which will probably be streaming at some point. Anyway. This here is Arkady. He's got kind of a lighter tone to him. He doesn't really give two shits about anything. He's got his work that needs to be done. He has his friends he likes to stick with. You don't harm them, you don't harm him. You don't get in his way when he wants to get paid. He speaks fairly good English, just has that accent lingering. Then we have Boris. Boris not speak terrible good English, but Boris is very strong. His accent is strong like his muscles. He is strong man. Both of those accents are admittedly terrible, but I have so much fun doing them. Next up is Golmak Ingvald, the dwarf, who I attempted to do a Yorkshire accent for. I cannot do a Yorkshire accent, so be prepared for something terrible. Hi up. My name's Golmak. And I'm to... Now, I can't... The issue with Golmak is that I try to do... I can't really do a Yorkshire accent. Sometimes I can get into it. Sometimes it falls apart after 2 seconds. Like, happened there. It's a really bad accent. I've got a few other generic accents, but I've never had characters to put them to, so I don't really think they're worth doing here. Either way, this was just a random bit of early morning fun, because I'm basically nocturnal because of the cars passing by. So yeah, that's it for that. I'm going to sleep. I hope you've enjoyed my inane, exhausted ramblings and terrible accents.